Hello, I'm Logic Bunny, and come with me down the rabbit hole of knowledge. Ever look up at the night sky, a vast canvas speckled with distant suns, and feel a pull, a yearning for something more? Rockets blaze across the screen, astronauts bounce on the moon, and robotic explorers trundle across the rusty plains. Of Mars, it's a symphony of human ingenuity and boundless curiosity. But then, the scene shifts. Textbooks pile high, classrooms hum with a monotonous drone, and the weight of homework crushes the spirit. School, it can sometimes feel, well, a little disconnected from all that cosmic wonder, can't it? Like the real world is happening somewhere else, far, far away. But what if I told you that the answers to making school more awesome, more engaging, more real, are actually hidden within those very stars? What if space exploration wasn't just some far-off adventure, but a treasure trove of lessons and inspiration that could transform the way we learn, right here, right now? Let's explore this together. That's a great question. What if we took the thrill of a rocket launch and injected it directly into our math class? What if the challenges of building a Mars rover could revolutionize the way we approach science projects? What if the epic stories of the space race could breathe new life into our history lessons? The possibilities are endless. Today, we're going to blast off on a different kind of mission, a mission to uncover the surprising connections between space exploration and the subjects we learn in school. We'll see how math becomes a vital tool for navigating the cosmos. We'll discover how science unlocks the secrets of distant planets. We'll delve into the history of human ambition and the power of collaboration. We'll even explore how language arts help us share these incredible stories with the world. And most importantly, we'll learn how the problem-solving skills honed in space exploration can help us tackle any challenge, big or small, here on Earth. Buckle up, cadets. It's time to make learning truly out of this world. How many times have you stared blankly at a math problem, wondering, when am I ever going to use this? It's a common feeling, a silent struggle that many of us face. The numbers blur, the formulas seem abstract and pointless, and the textbook becomes a barrier between us and, well, pretty much anything interesting. You are not alone. It's easy to start believing that math is just about memorizing formulas, regurgitating rules, and getting the right answer on a test. But that's a distortion, a warped image of what math truly is. It's like looking at a beautiful painting through a cracked lens. You only see fragments, never the whole picture. Now, imagine this. A rocket is hurtling through space, millions of miles from Earth. Astronauts are relying on precise calculations to navigate, to adjust course, to land safely on another planet. There's no room for error. Every decimal point matters. Every equation is a lifeline. Their lives and the success of the mission depend on the accuracy of their math. That's a great question. What if we could bring that sense of urgency, that sense of purpose, into the classroom? What if we could escape the textbook and experience math as a vital real-world tool? Let's explore this together. What if we tried this? Here's a technique. Did you know that NASA makes a ton of real mission data available online? We can use that data to turn our homework into a mission simulation. Instead of just solving abstract problems, we can calculate the trajectory of a rocket, the fuel consumption needed to reach Mars, or the optimal angle for landing on the moon. The possibilities are endless. Every equation becomes a challenge, a puzzle to be solved, a step closer to achieving a goal. It's like being a climber scaling a mountain. Every calculation is a handhold, a secure point of contact that allows you to ascend higher. Just as a climber depends on their rope, astronauts depend on accurate calculations. Every equation is a lifeline, connecting them to home, to safety, to success. So the next time you're feeling lost in a sea of numbers, remember the astronauts. Remember the rockets. Remember that math isn't just about abstract formulas. It's about solving real problems, exploring new frontiers, and pushing the boundaries of human potential. It's about making the impossible possible. Have you ever felt intimidated by science, like it's a club you're not cool enough to join? Maybe you're afraid of asking dumb questions, or you feel like everyone else just gets it, and you're somehow behind. It's a hidden pain for many, this feeling of inadequacy in STEM. You are not alone. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that science is just a collection of facts to memorize, a mountain of information to climb. But that's a misconception, a fundamental misunderstanding of what science truly is. It's like mistaking a cookbook for a 5-star meal. The recipe is just the starting point. But what if I told you that space exploration is actually driven by questions, by experiments, and even by failures? What if the most important thing in science isn't knowing all the answers, but knowing how to ask the right questions? It's about the process of discovery, the thrill of the unknown, the constant pursuit of knowledge. That's a great question. What if we could transform our science classes into laboratories of exploration, where we're not just memorizing facts, but actively participating in the scientific process? Let's explore this together. What if we tried this? Here's a technique. Imagine you're tasked with designing a hypothetical Mars colony. What resources would you need? How would you generate power? How would you grow food? Suddenly, abstract scientific principles become incredibly relevant. You need to understand the properties of Martian soil, the principles of solar energy, the basics of hydroponics. You're not just learning science, you're doing science. The possibilities are endless. Science is a detective story, and the universe is the crime scene. Each experiment reveals a new clue. Each observation brings us closer to solving the mystery. It's like piecing together a puzzle, slowly but surely revealing the bigger picture. Each experiment is a step forward, a new piece of evidence that helps us understand the universe a little bit better. So, the next time you're feeling intimidated by science, remember the Mars rovers. Remember the astronauts conducting experiments. In space, remember that science isn't a spectator sport. It's an active pursuit, a journey of discovery, and you're invited to join the adventure. Does history sometimes feel like a long list of dates and names detached from the real world? Like dusty old books and boring lectures, it's easy to feel disconnected, to think that history has nothing to do with you. It's an intellectual insecurity, a feeling that history is something that happened to other people, not something you're a part of. You are not alone. It's easy to believe that history focuses only on famous figures, the generals, the presidents, the kings. But that's a bias, a skewed perspective that ignores the contributions of countless others. It's like watching a play and only focusing on the lead actors, forgetting the stagehands, the costume designers, the musicians who make the whole production possible. But what if I told you that the history of space exploration is full of unsung heroes? What if the most inspiring stories are not just about the astronauts who walked on the moon, but about the engineers, the mathematicians, the programmers, and the technicians who made it all possible? These are the people who often remain in the shadows, their contributions overlooked, their stories untold. That's a great question. What if we could rewrite our history books to include these forgotten figures? What if we could learn about the challenges they faced, the obstacles they overcame, and the incredible accomplishments they achieved? Let's explore this together. What if we tried this? Here's a technique. Research the stories of women and minorities in the space program. People like Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, the brilliant mathematicians who performed critical calculations for NASA during the space race. What challenges did they face in a male-dominated, racially segregated society? How did they persevere? What were their contributions to the success of the Apollo missions? The possibilities are endless. We stand on the shoulders of giants, and many who were never acknowledged. This quote reminds us to look beyond the surface of history, to seek out the stories of those who have been marginalized, forgotten, or ignored. It's like digging for buried treasure, uncovering hidden gems that reveal a richer, more complex understanding of the past. Each untold story is a valuable piece of the puzzle, helping us to see the full picture. So, the next time you're studying history, remember the unsung heroes of space exploration. Remember the women, the minorities, the engineers, the mathematicians, the programmers, and the technicians who made it all possible. Remember that history isn't just about famous figures. It's about the collective effort of countless individuals, each contributing their unique talents and perspectives to achieve a common goal. Do you ever feel like language arts is totally separate from science and technology? Like it's a completely different world with different rules and different goals? It's easy to feel bored, to think that grammar and vocabulary have nothing to do with rockets and robots. It's a boredom trigger, a disconnect between the humanities and the sciences. You are not alone. It's easy to believe that language is just about grammar and vocabulary, about memorizing rules and writing perfect essays. But that's a limitation, a narrow view of the power and potential of language. It's like thinking that a musical instrument is only about scales and chords, forgetting the joy of creating music, the power of expressing emotions. But what if I told you that clear and effective communication is crucial for mission success in space exploration? What if astronauts, engineers, and scientists need to be able to explain complex ideas clearly, not just to each other, but also to the public? The ability to communicate effectively is just as important as technical expertise. That's a great question. What if we could use language arts to bridge the gap between the sciences and the humanities? What if we could learn to communicate complex ideas in a clear, engaging, and accessible way? Let's explore this together. What if we tried this? Here's a technique. Choose a complex space concept, like wormholes or dark matter. Research it thoroughly, then write a blog post or create a short video explaining it in simple terms. Imagine you're explaining it to a younger sibling or a friend who knows nothing about science. Can you make it understandable? Can you make it interesting? The possibilities are endless. Words are the spacecraft that carry ideas across the vast distances of understanding. Just as a rocket needs a precise trajectory to reach its destination, our words need to be carefully chosen and skillfully deployed to reach our audience. Clear communication is the key to collaboration, to innovation, and to sharing the wonders of the universe with the world. So, the next time you're studying language arts, remember the astronauts communicating with mission control. Remember the scientists writing research papers. Remember the engineers explaining complex designs. Remember that language isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about the power of communication, the ability to share ideas, and the potential to inspire others. Does the fear of failure ever hold you back? Does the thought of getting something wrong prevent you from even trying? It's a common fear, a hurdle that many of us face when it comes to problem solving. It's a fear that can stifle creativity, limit exploration, and prevent genuine learning. You are not alone. It's easy to fall into the myth that problem solving is about having all the answers, about knowing the right solution from the start. But that's a myth, a false expectation that sets us up for disappointment. It's like thinking that a journey is only successful if you know exactly where you're going, forgetting the value of exploration, the joy of discovery, the unexpected detours that lead to new and exciting places. But what if I told you that astronauts face unexpected challenges all the time? What if problem solving in space exploration is more about creativity, resourcefulness, and teamwork than about having all the answers? What if the ability to adapt, to improvise, to think outside the box is the most valuable skill of all? That's a great question. What if we could embrace failure as a learning opportunity? What if we could cultivate our creativity, our resourcefulness, and our ability to work together to overcome any obstacle? Let's explore this together. What if we tried this? Here's a technique. Imagine you're an astronaut on a mission to Mars, and your CO2 scrubber breaks down. You need to find a way to remove carbon dioxide from the air, or you'll suffocate. What do you do? Brainstorm potential solutions. Could you use materials on board to build a new scrubber? Could you find a way to recycle the CO2? Could you reduce your oxygen consumption? Emphasize that there's no single right answer. The goal is to encourage creative thinking and collaborative problem solving. The possibilities are endless. The Apollo 13 mission is a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration in the face of near-certain disaster. When an oxygen tank exploded on the way to the moon, the astronauts in mission control faced a life-threatening crisis. Failure is not an option, they declared, but it was creative problem solving, not just sheer determination, that saved the day. They used duct tape, plastic bags, and cardboard to jury-rig a new CO2 scrubber. demonstrating the power of human ingenuity in the face of adversity. So, the next time you're faced with a challenging problem, remember the Apollo 13 mission. Remember the astronauts who used their creativity and resourcefulness to overcome seemingly impossible odds. Remember that problem solving isn't about having all the answers. It's about the ability to think critically, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to work together to find solutions. So, we've journeyed together through the cosmos, exploring the surprising connections between space exploration and the subjects we learn in school. We've seen how math becomes a vital tool for navigating the stars, how science unlocks the secrets of distant planets, how history reveals the untold stories of space pioneers, how language arts help us communicate across the cosmos, and how problem-solving skills can help us overcome any challenge, big or small. That's a great question. What if we could bring the spirit of exploration, the thirst for knowledge, and the collaborative spirit of the space program into our classrooms and our lives? What if we could approach every subject with curiosity, creativity, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes? Let's explore this together. The possibilities are endless. Your mission starts now. I encourage you to explore the wealth of space-related resources available online. Visit the NASA website, watch documentaries about space exploration, read books about the history of the space race, immerse yourself in the wonders of the universe. Remember, space exploration isn't just for scientists and astronauts. It's for anyone who's curious, anyone who wants to learn, anyone who dreams of a better future. It's for you. You with your unique talents, your unique perspectives, and your unique potential. And what if we tried this? What if we all embraced the spirit of exploration, the pursuit of knowledge, and the power of collaboration? What kind of future could we create? A future where humanity reaches for the stars, not just in outer space, but in every field of endeavor. A future where we solve the challenges facing our planet, not just with technology, but with creativity, compassion, and a commitment to working together. The future of space exploration and the future of our world depends on the students of today, on your curiosity, on your ingenuity, on your willingness to learn and to grow. The possibilities are endless. So, go out there, explore, discover, and make your mark on the universe. What will you discover?